Hello everyone, back tuning into today's second video. We've done the 5-day forecast earlier on today. This is Beijing Climate Centre Wednesday, BCC Wednesday, and we're going to have a look at weather next 40 days with the long-range Beijing Climate Centre model. So we've got the very cool, cloudy, windy, damp conditions across many parts of England, particularly eastern England, today. There will be improvements over the next few days. It's going to get a bit drier and warmer as we move through the weekend and into next week. If you want to know more about weather over the next 5 days, check out 5-day forecast. If you want to see the video of that, just scroll down the homepage a little bit. It's there on the homepage underneath the link, articles, ads, and the written version, of course, is on the written updates page. All you need to do to find that is click the written forecast button at the top of the page, and you'll be able to go off and read the 5-day forecast for yourself. This is going to extend out over the next 40 days, as I say, and it's going to take us into July. I think it takes us around the 10th of July, so going well into the summer. First day of summer, of course, today. Statistically, anyway, it's meteorologically questionable because you don't get summer conditions before the 1st of June and well after the 31st of August. But anyway, statistically, summer runs from the 1st of June to the 31st of August, so hence it is the first day of summer 2016 today, and not starting off on a very promising note, I have to say, across eastern parts of the country. Anyway, we'll see what Beijing Climate Centre is showing for the next 40 days in a second. Before I go on with that, just to get just say about the ads. So there's links to articles on the page, so I just mentioned them. Have a browse through the widgets and click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. Thanks so much for doing that. This video adds to those pages which own that content when you'll watch them and close back up again, and it does help to pay for GavsWeatherVids.com. You can find the link to Beijing Climate Centre on the links page. Now, it's a very hard website to navigate. It's all in Chinese, so you need something like Google Translate. But if you can navigate your way around the website, you can see these charts for yourself, and you can get to the Beijing Climate Centre via the link on the links page at GavsWeatherVids.com. Right, let's start off with 500 millibar height anomalies, and then have a look at corresponding temperature and precipitation anomalies that go with those heights. Remember, heights are extrapolating to pressure. So we've got below average heights, indicated by blue colours. That is low pressure, essentially. Where we've got above average heights, indicated by the orange and red colours. That is high pressure, essentially. So the first 10 days, these are broken down into 10-day periods. The first 10 days will take us from today, 1st of June, through to the 10th. We see we've got a ridge of above average heights sitting to the north and the northeast coast, with a trough of low pressure in the middle of the Atlantic. The jet stream is doing something a bit like that, so it does place us on the warm side of a jet, this. And between the ridge and the trough, we're actually bringing up the air from the south and the southeast. So I think we will be seeing the temperatures picking up over the next 10 days. If you're a bit concerned about how cold it's been in the east and the southeast over the past few days, well, you've got a few more days of chillier weather, but temperatures will start to lift up over the weekend. By the time we get through to next week, we could well be bringing up some really quite warm air indeed, maybe even hot air from France. Now we go through to the next 10-day period. This will take us from the 11th through to the 20th of June. And this one is placing an area of above average heights, a ridge, right over top of the country. The jet stream is being pushed northwards here. It's going up towards Greenland, Iceland. So this looks very good. If you want a spell of warm, dry weather, an area of above average height sitting over the UK in June is pretty good. So I would expect that to be a significantly warmer and drier than average period through that middle part of the month. Very good trends from the Beijing Climate Centre today for June. The next 10-day period is to go from the 21st through to the 30th of June. It's all a little bit difficult to ascertain what's happening, but I think essentially the jet stream is coming back a little bit here. It looks like a trough of low pressure, an area of low pressure, beginning to develop around Iceland, possibly running in towards Scandinavia. We've still got a ridge down to the south of us around France. I think the jet stream's probably moving southwards here. It's not a washout, don't be too alarmed or overly concerned. But it does look a little bit more changeable, I would think, that, and probably, consequently, a little bit cooler as well. And then the final 10-day period is going from the 1st through to the 10th of July. So we go into the start of July with this one. And probably a little bit more unsettled here. That low pressure is developing around Iceland. The jet stream is probably picking up a little bit and moving south through the country. So we get through to July and we probably see the weather turning a little bit cooler and a little bit more unsettled as well. Let's have a look at the temperature anomalies that go with this then. So we'll start off with the first 10 days of June. Again, you probably can't make this out all that well, but it is going warmer than average here for the coming 10 days. Remember, the south and east is generally starting off quite cool in this period, but I think overall we are lifting up the temperatures, especially as we get through into next week. The middle 10 days of June is going from the 11th through to the 20th. That's looking warmer than average, so pretty good trends here for June. You've got to say things do look quite good if you want a warm, dry summer month. The last 10 days of June does turn a bit cooler. Nothing to be overly concerned about, but we go closer towards average as opposed to being above average as we are through the first 20 days of the month. And then finally into July with the temperatures, we see that the temperature anomaly, again, generally coming out a little bit above average there. So it does look quite a warm period coming up really for this early part of the summer. Precipitation looking like this. The coming 10 days, first 10 days of June, generally a bit drier than average there. The next 10 days, interestingly, that goes a little bit wetter than average, and that's when it's placing a ridge right over the country. I'm not entirely sure how that comes off, really, but it looks like it goes a little bit above average with the rainfall. Not a big deviation by any means, but a little bit above average there. The next 10 days, the last 10 days of the month, that's looking ever so slightly drier than average. And then finally, the first 10 days of July, generally average, maybe a little bit above average, but again, no great deviation. There's no great deviation at all here with the precipitation throughout June and into July. Very, very close to average, but the temperatures look really quite warm throughout this period. So, well, it looks like we're off to a good start for the summer. And if you like warm weather, that is, not everybody likes warm weather. I have to cater to everybody. So if you don't like warm weather, this isn't a very good update. But if you do like warm weather, then it does look pretty warm through much of June and even into the start of July as well. We'll be doing the June month ahead forecast tomorrow, so it'll be very interesting to see whether we go for a warmer than average June at Gasworthy's. And later on today, actually, Terry Scully will be delivering his June forecast here on the website. That will cover the Glastonbury period as well. But overall, pretty good trends from the Bayesian Climate Centre for June if you want warm and fairly dry conditions. It's all very experimental, remember, so next week the BCC could well look significantly different to this, so don't take it too seriously, but it's a bit of a heads up about what this long-range model is predicting. Right, that's it for now. Check out 5-day forecast if you haven't already done so. Come back later for Terry's June forecast. We've got our own June forecast coming up tomorrow. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.